What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So now that we're 2 days away from the Stanley Cup playoffs, ESPN decided to drop this list, giving their top 50 players for this year's playoffs in this year's playoffs. And I'm not kidding. Within 10 minutes of this thing dropping, it got sent in 3 different hockey group chats that I'm in, saying that it was an absolute abomination. So I put my phone down and said, I need to film a reaction to this because we have done ESPN lists in the past, and they're definitely interesting. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Here's from ESPN, ranking the top 50 NHL players in the 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. McKinnon and Matthews, the big boys in this one. Let's see what their criteria is for this. Identify the top forwards, defensemen, and goaltenders in the upcoming tournament. Dozens participated. This isn't just one person. This is the ESPN staff choosing one winner in a series of head-to-head voting matchups. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Who's that number? Do we think it's going to be McDavid? If it's this bad, I'm going to say it's not. What? I thought McKinnon would be like their bold take. And I could maybe see that considering he's won a Stanley Cup, considering he has been fantastic in the playoffs. Matthews impresses every season, but he doesn't impress in the playoffs. That is crazy. Again, that is nuts. Number 2, Cale Makar. Oh my God. Cale Makar is objectively McKinnon number 3. Where is McDavid going to be number 4? This is madness. First off, Cale Makar is objectively having a down year. I still think he's the best defenseman in hockey, but to have him ahead of McKinnon and McDavid is fucking insane. It's insane. What was Matthews' preseason rank was 5. Dude, what? McDavid at 4. Oh my God. What? Dude, how are you cooking? What's their justification on McKinnon? Okay, so Draisaitl 5, sure. After a slow start, he's still the best player in the world, man. And the thing with McDavid and Draisaitl, they produce at a high level. Like the past 2 postseasons, they've been 2-point per game players. Matthews is the guy that is not. I love Matthews. I think that he's the 3rd best player in the NHL. Argument for number 2 with McKinnon. But to have Matthews, a guy that is consistently choked in the playoffs behind guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, who have won, 4 playoff series in their careers, have performed. Again, I could maybe see McKinnon at number 1. Maybe, based on how good he's been this season and he's showed up in the playoffs. That is crazy, man. Kucherov, I guess, got to be number 6, right? Okay, that's fair. Kucherov 6. But again, in the playoffs, I think Matthews is a better 200-foot player. No doubt. In the playoffs, I'm probably taking Nikita Kucherov based on his track record. Matthew Tkachuk 7. That makes sense. Okay, we're back to this making sense. He was fantastic last year in the playoffs. Yeah, 24 points. And he kind of got shut out a decent amount because he was hurt towards the end of that Vegas series. But he was fantastic in the East side. Hellebuck 8. Again, I personally have Shesterkin as my number 1 goaltender, just considering how good he's been in the playoffs, and also he's on a heater of late. But I'm fine with that. I just can't get over that top 4. Makar over McKinnon and Panarin 9. Okay, I mean, yeah, he did shit the bed last year in the playoffs. He had 2 points, 2 assists, or something like that. Sam Reinhart number 10. Oh my, I love Reinhart. Okay, Rantanen. Reinhart is great, but let's be honest, he's shooting 25%. He's a very good defensive player. Him at number 10. That's crazy. This list is absurd. Quinn Hughes 12. Yeah, you got to have Quinn Hughes over Sam Reinhart, man. Okay, but it's been better since the first 2. Elias Pettersson, okay. Adam Fox, I would have probably number 10 when you look at what he did in 2022. He had the 3rd most points in a playoff run, and they only made the Eastern Conference Finals since 1995. He's showed up. Didn't have the best series versus the Devils, but I would have him a bit higher. Sebastian Aho 15. Okay, makes sense. We're starting to make some more sense. I just know something's showing up that's going to be absolutely insane. Miro Heiskanen at number 16 was obviously fantastic in 2022. Was good last year for them. 16 makes sense. It makes some sense. Thatcher Demko 17. I wouldn't. Pasta, actually, I can't really shit on the Pasta placement considering he was, besides maybe a couple games towards the end, he was pretty disappointing for the Boston Bruins. Thatcher Demko is definitely an interesting one. Fantastic in 2020 with his playoff run, but He's coming off an injury and obviously hasn't played in the playoffs since 2020. Barkov 19. Barkov, solid playoff run. I definitely would have solid playoff run last year. It was definitely more so Kachuk, but I would have him over Sam Reinhart for sure. Bobrovsky 20 makes sense after how good he played in last year's playoffs. I had him as like the third goalie that I would trust. No Vasilevsky yet, I believe. That's interesting. Roman Josi, okay. Hedman, I'm low on. His defensive numbers are absolutely horrendous this year. Charlie McAvoy, Jason Robertson. It was more so Rupe Hintz last year. Okay, it started to be fine, but I'm sure there's something else that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Gensel, 25. Makes sense. It showed up during Pittsburgh's previous playoff runs basically every single time. Brad Marchand, Igor Shesterkin. Noah Hannafin at number 28. So he's the best Vegas Golden Knight ahead of Eichel, Stone, even Pietrangelo. What? I'm trying to think of what other defensemen are still available. Morrissey, Bouchard, Ekholm, I would easily take. Noah Hannafin is a solid top pairing defenseman. Dude, Theodore and Pietrangelo are just better than him. Like JT Miller below Noah Hannafin. Vasilevsky below Noah Hannafin. Rupe Hintz below Noah. Stamkos, point should be much higher. Marchessault. I forgot Marchessault. He won the goddamn Conn Smythe last year. How is he behind Noah Hannafin, who wasn't even in the play? I think Noah Hannafin at 28. I think Noah Hannafin at 28 on this list is worse than Matthews at 1. Makar at 2. I don't think that's controversial. Because Matthews probably should be top 5. Makar, I could understand 3rd or 4th. Noah Hannafin, 28. And again, no Eichel, no Stone, Marcius, Devon Tays. No, I wouldn't have him this high. He's having a down year and getting up there in age. Aaron Ekblad, 38. There's going to be superstars that are probably ahead of him. Morgan Riley, Jack Eichel behind Oh my God, Jack Eichel behind Morgan Riley and Aaron Ekblad. Jack Eichel, I believe, led the entire playoffs in points last year. Chris Kreider, Hyman, 2 solid net front presences that really produce on the power play. Forsberg, how are they behind Kreider and Hyman? Hyman and Kreider are both very good players, don't get me wrong. Nylander actually does show up for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's still no Mitch Marner here, which I kind of understand. He has gone ghost a decent amount of times. But, again, ahead of Hyman, Kreider. Marner at 45, okay. Matthew Barzal, valid. Slavin, that makes sense. Bouchard, 48. Swayman, 49. I don't know how you have Swayman in this, considering he didn't even play last year. And, yeah, I don't know. Honorable mentions. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? That is insane. I'm trying to think of guys that... Not even an honorable mention for Josh Morrissey. You got honorable mentions to Lindholm, to Besser, to Skinner, and you don't have an honorable mention for Josh Morrissey? Oh my God, man. They're more active. I just can't get over Noah Hannafin. Like that. Like the video, my mind basically stopped after 28. That is insane. JT Miller has 103 points. Vasilevsky, his prior 3 playoff runs before last year, had a 930 in like 71 games, as I talked about yesterday. Dude, that is nutty. Reinhardt, 10. What the hell? I know they're forgetting people too. That's the crazy thing. Like, I know that you guys are going to say in the comments, why is this person in over Morgan Riley or Stuart Skinner in terms of honorable mentions? This is insane. I got to read all this. Matthews impresses everybody, but was arguably the best around the skater, racing towards 70 goals. Those goals weren't meaningless either. He has shown bright. They need him throughout it post. They needed him the last 6 postseason runs, and for the most part, he has not shown up. What is like, dude? This is just bad. We start with the player who scored. I should have just read that, and I would have noticed Matthews number 1. That's insane. I'm trying to run through again who they're missing, and there's definitely a ton of guys that they just straight up overlooked. Jesus, man, be better, ESPN. Be better. Like if they had McDavid 1, McKinnon 2, and Hannafin off the goddamn list entirely, not even honorable mention, it'd be okay. But those are just how do you publish that? That's nuts. It's nutty. And again, you guys are going to tell me who else they're missing. I'm trying to run through it in my head, and I can't right now because I'm just taken aback. I'm taken aback by that. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this top 50 list? Does it line up with your top 50 list? Who would you move up? Who would you move down? Who would you take out? I know sure as shit one of the players that I would take out, and I'll be seeing the next one.